Hello everyone. Welcome back again to the OS lecture. And as you know that we have started with fourth chapter, that is business services. In that we have started with cooperative banks. Okay, we have started with cooperative banks. In that we have started with its types. Correct? And as you know, as I told you in last lecture, there are three types of cooperative banks. Those are state cooperative, state cooperative bank. Under that comes district cooperative bank, and under that comes primary banks. Primary cooperative banks. Okay, so the first or the apex bank, the top bank of cooperative banks are state cooperative bank. Under that comes district cooperative bank, that is district central cooperative bank, and under that comes primary cooperative bank. Okay. District central cooperative bank is the link between state cooperative and primary cooperative bank. Okay, primary cooperative bank does not contact directly to state cooperative. Okay, if some problem is there or need of funding is there, okay, so primary cooperative will contact to district cooperative bank. Okay, so we have started with primary cooperative bank in our last lecture, and today we are going to continue it. Okay. Yes, this is your chapter. Cooperative banks, yes, of course. In that we saw advantages, disadvantages, then key difference between commercial banks and cooperative banks. Yes, commercial banks are for profit motive. They are established for profit motive, and cooperative banks are there for service motive. Okay. So, as I told you, there are three types, that is primary credit societies, then district central cooperative banks, and state cooperative banks. Okay, these are the three types of banks, cooperative banks. Yes, state cooperative bank, it is the apex bank, top level bank. Then comes district cooperative central bank, it is a middle level bank, and primary cooperative bank, that is, it is for the public or member in the clearly marked area. Members can directly take loan or get loan from primary credit societies. Okay. So today we are going to learn about primary credit societies. What is given here? These are formed at village level or town level. Okay, with borrower and non-borrowers members residing in one locality. Yes, all the members of primary CS, primary credit societies, should be from one locality. Suppose primary CS established here. So all the members should be from that locality only. If I am staying in Ahmednagar, I cannot be a member of Pune's primary credit societies. Okay, because I am not from that locality. Okay, so people or members should be from same locality where the PCS or primary credit societies are established. Okay, why it is important to belong to the same locality? Because what is given the next point, the operations of each society are restricted to a small area so that the member know each other. If members are knowing each other, what will be the result? They can keep a watch over the activities if the members, if all the members prevent frauds. Means what? If we are from the same locality, we can keep a watch on other member that why he has taken loan, or whether he is using that funding or that loan to the particular activity, for the particular activity or not, for which he has taken loan. Yes or no? Suppose one member has taken loan for commencing one business, small business, provision shop, like kirana shop we can say. If he is not using that money for the provision shop, that means he won't be able to pay back that loan. If that person is not able to pay back the loan, what will be the result? The loss will be shared among the all the members. So to prevent this, all the members should be from same locality so that they can keep a watch on other members. Okay. Next is they collect deposit from members and common people. Yes, people go to primary credit societies and deposit their money there like in other banks. Okay, so in also in cooperative banks, only members can deposit money there. Okay, what is given next? They also get funds from state cooperative bank and district cooperative bank for the purpose of lending. Yes, primary credit societies get funding from district cooperative bank and state cooperative bank, as I taught you just before on the board. Okay, like state cooperative is providing funds to district and district is providing loan to primary. Yes. So what is given here? They also get funds from state cooperative bank and district bank for the purpose of lending. Yes. If suppose 100 members are there, okay, I'll show it to you on the board. Yes. Suppose if 100 members are there, 100 members are the members of primary cooperative banks. Okay, they are the members of primary cooperative banks. They want loan from primary cooperative bank. Yes, 100 people are there, 100 members are there, and they are in need of loan. But here, primary PCB don't have funds right now. So what will be happening here? So primary cooperative bank will ask funds to district cooperative banks. Yes. So funding will be provided by district cooperative bank to primary cooperative bank. If district cooperative bank also is unable to give money to primary cooperative, so what will he do? What will be the result? He will ask state cooperative bank for funding. Okay, state cooperative bank will not directly give money to primary. No, state cooperative will give money to district cooperative bank, and district cooperative bank will give that funding to primary cooperative bank. Means district cooperative bank is the link between state cooperative and primary cooperative. Okay. Okay. What is given second point? They also get funds from state cooperative and district cooperative, as we learned just now. Okay. So next one is a primary credit society is a basic unit, means it is at the basic level. Yes, like your we can say primary school. Yes, it is your basic learning. So here primary credit society is the basic unit. It is the smallest cooperative credit institution in India. It works at a grassroots level, means at the bottom level. Yes, and district cooperative works at the middle level, and state cooperative works at a high level. Okay, so it works at a grassroots level. Okay, so what is given next? Here we are done with primary credit CS. Now we'll start with district central cooperative banks. This is the second type. That is middle level bank of cooperative banks. Okay, so what is given about it? These banks operate at district level. Yes, it operates at district level. Like Ahmednagar is a district, so it's district. In each district there is different state district central cooperative bank. In one district there will be only one district central cooperative bank. Okay, so what is given here? These banks operate at district level. They obtain deposits from public at a district level and also gets funds from state cooperative bank for the purpose of lending. Yes, district central cooperative banks gets money or gets funding from state cooperative bank, that is their upper level bank. Okay, they get money from state cooperative bank for the purpose of lending, means for giving it to people. Yes, they obtain deposits from the public at the district level and also gets funds from state cooperative bank for the purpose of lending. Okay, it is a link between, as I told you, it is a link between primary credit societies and state cooperative banks. Yes, just we saw that it is a it comes at middle level, means it is a link between high level, that is state cooperative bank, and grass root level or basic level or the bottom level. Okay, that is primary credit banks. Okay, so it is a link between state cooperative and primary cooperative. What is the link between? That is district central cooperative bank is a link between state and primary cooperative banks. The DCCB, that is District Cooperative Central Bank, is cooperative bank operating at district level in various parts of India. In each district, there be one district cooperative bank. Okay, there cannot be 2 or 3 district cooperative bank because there is only one district. Okay, primary cooperative banks, there can be many primary cooperative banks because there are many, like we can say talukas. Okay, but here there is only one district, so district cooperative banks can be only one in each district. Okay, what is given here? The cooperative bank operating at district level. Okay, and in India, in each part of India, there are district, and in each district there is cooperative banks. Okay, it was established to provide banking to rural land. Rural land means rural people, or people from backward area, or people from weaker section, or people from or people who are not economically so sound. Okay, so it was established to provide banking to rural land for agricultural sector. Yes, to promote agricultural sector, to support farmers for agriculture, like providing them equipments, or providing them loans for farming, or good quality seeds, or good quality fertilizers, good quality pesticides. Yes, all this provided by banks, cooperative banks. So for that, district central cooperative banks needs money, and they get money from state cooperative bank. Okay, it was established to provide banking to the rural land for the agricultural sector. Means in rural area, in villages, there is many farmers living there, And to provide them agricultural support, District Central Cooperative Bank was established, with the branches primarily established in rural and semi areas. Yes, Urban Bank does not support directly to the farmers. It supports them through primary crop cooperative banks. Okay. District Central Cooperative Bank give funds to primary cooperative banks, and primary cooperative banks give funds, give loans to farmers. Okay, what is given here with the branches means District Central Cooperative Bank is having branches as primary cooperative banks. Okay, by using that branches, it is providing them loans or equipment for agricultural support. Okay. District Cooperative Bank regulates and coordinates all activities of cooperatives in district. Yes, whatever problem comes of primary cooperative banks. Okay, just we'll see here with the sample. Okay, see, in each district, there be one district cooperative bank. Yes, in each district there will be one district cooperative bank. Yes, and in each district there will be different primary cooperative banks. Okay, so suppose one primary cooperative bank, second one, third one, fourth one. So all this primary bank comes under district cooperative bank. There is only one district in each state, or many districts in each state. But in one district, there are different primary banks, and that comes under district cooperative banks. Okay, and whatever the activities will be there, it is the responsibility of district cooperative banks to coordinate all the activities. Okay, it is the duty of district central cooperative banks. District Cooperative Bank regulates at cooperatives and coordinates all activities of cooperatives in each district. Yes, as I told you just now, that many primary banks are there, and to coordinate the activities of all primary banks, there is district cooperative banks. The objective of district cooperative banks are to finance the primary societies of agricultural purpose, to finance the primary societies. Yes, societies which comes under district cooperative banks, to finance them, to give them money is the first objective of district cooperative bank. Next one is to attract local deposits, means people who are there in the locality, to attract their deposits by giving them high rate of interest. Okay, this is the duty or objective of district cooperative bank, to attract local deposits. Next one is to develop and extend banking facilities in rural areas and make people banking minded. Yes, means by providing banking facilities, people know that they can deposit their money there. If they are earning 100 rupees a day, they have expense of 70 rupees. So they'll think of it that why let's save 30 rupees a day at least. So because of cooperative banks, people are having saving habits. Yes. And next one is to provide a safe place for investing and reserves of the primary societies. Yes. To invest in primary societies. Okay. Today we learned about primary CS, that is primary credit societies and district cooperative. Okay, so today we learned about primary credit societies and district inter-cooperative banks. We have done with two types of cooperative banks, and in our next lecture we learn about state cooperative, that is Apex Bank, which is at the top level. We'll learn about it in our next lecture. Okay, so students, stay home and study.